I'm Jaime Ocon, and here's what happened this week. Our top story, Taiwan's military is inspecting the remains of a suspected Chinese weather balloon. It was found on the outlying islands of Matsu on Thursday. The Defense Ministry says it has not seen Chinese surveillance balloons similar to the ones the United States has shot down. Earlier this week, I went to Taiwan's Defense Ministry to learn more. Taiwan is no stranger to military harassment. The country sees Chinese warplanes operate around its borders nearly daily. It's all part of a pressure campaign to wear down Taiwan's forces. But here at the country's defense ministry, officials are highlighting a new kind of threat, and that could be in the form of balloons. A report from the Financial Times on Monday cited a Taiwanese official who said that Chinese military balloons fly very frequently into the country's airspace. That report comes as a suspected Chinese spy balloon and other unidentified objects breached U.S. airspace earlier this month, prompting the U.S. Air Force to shoot them down. As for the claims of Chinese balloons over Taiwan, this is what the military had to say.
那气球在我们周边海域到目前为止，我们发现的气球绝大部分都是属于气象探测用的气球，也就是它的体积比较小，重量比较轻，会飞行到一定的高度之后，它会自行爆裂消失。只要是飞过附近区域的，我们都会尽各种管道来进行征收。
But the use of balloons doesn't seem to be a new phenomenon. On Monday, China's foreign ministry accused the U.S. of flying more than 10 military balloons into its airspace last year.
美方的气球非法进入别国的领空，并不是什么稀罕事。就像我刚才所介绍的那样，仅去年以来，美方的高空气球未经中国相关部门批准，就10余次非法飞越中国的领空。
Washington immediately denied these claims and any accusations of aerial surveillance of China.
We are not flying surveillance balloons over China. I'm not aware of any other craft that we're flying over into Chinese airspace.
Taiwan has lived with the threat of invasion from China for decades. Beijing sees the country as part of its territory and has never renounced the use of force to realize its ambition. Analysts say balloons could be crucial in gathering information for an initial attack.
That has military significance just because of how that affects, for example, missile reentry. And this has the potential to basically take many roles over the battlefield. For example, tactical reconnaissance, and their persistence also offers a lot of other possibilities.
Taiwan's military says that the balloons it tracked around its airspace pose no immediate threat. And whether it's aircraft, ships, or balloons, the military says it is always prepared. But with new revelations about Chinese balloons daily, there could be tougher questions to answer. We turn now to an incursion of another kind. Large Chinese boats approaching and sometimes entering Taiwan's waters to dredge sand. Taiwan says it costs too much to confiscate and auction off these boats. Now, as Louise Watt reports, it's considering other options.
This video, taken last year, is of Taiwan's Coast Guard boarding a Chinese sand dredger that was illegally pumping sand in Taiwanese waters. Chinese crew members were later sentenced to prison or probation. But almost a year after being impounded, the dredger is still docked at a harbour in Kaohsiung, racking up a hefty maintenance bill.
没有运行的话，它里面可能会有一些自然的进水，那容易造成锈蚀的这个状况，所以它就要定期去做抽水或者是发动的一个动作，都会对我们的这个保管单位会有一些压力。
Chinese dredgers that are seized by Taiwan are usually auctioned off. But a boat that takes some 2 years to sell can cost Taiwan more than $160,000 in maintenance. Now, Taiwan's new Minister for Maritime Affairs is suggesting impounded dredgers could be used for military target practice or artificial reefs.
现有的法令工具，包括说留置作为公用、无偿作为公用，或者是废弃，这两个法律工具，我们有必要的话是可以动用。
Chinese sand dredgers are a common sight in waters around Taiwan's Matsu Islands, which are close to China's shores. At their peak in 2020, there were as many as 200 dredgers a day, with some legislators suggesting they were part of China's pressure campaign against Taiwan, which it sees as part of its territory and has vowed, if necessary, to take by force. But Matsu only has space to impound 2 dredgers. A politician for Taiwan's ruling Democratic Progressive Party says dealing with the dredgers in other ways would be welcome, but not necessarily easy.
We have to remember that these are ships on a scale of 2,000-ton class ships. So there are many complications involved, whether we want to use them as military target practice ships, or we want to use them as artificial reefs for environmental conservation. There is indeed a large amount of planning and financial resources involved.
While there are fewer Chinese dredgers now than at their peak, they are still vexing Taiwan's authorities. Damon Lin and Louise Watt for TaiwanPlus.
Another big story this week, a Taiwanese search and rescue team returned from Turkey on Wednesday afternoon. They were one of the first groups of emergency responders to travel to the region after a magnitude 7.8 earthquake rocked the country. TaiwanPlus reporter Bing Wang was at Taiwan's main international airport to see the country welcome them home.
After 9 days, the Taiwanese search and rescue team has finally returned back from Turkey. The team, consisting of 130 members and 5 dogs, arrived here at Taiwan's main international airport by charter flight from Istanbul. Altogether, they saved around 10 people from the rubble. When the Taiwan rescue team came out of the gate, they were met with applause and a heartwarming moment between father and family. The earthquakes in Turkey and Syria have killed around 40,000 people and injured another 100,000. Bodies are still being pulled out of the rubble. It's the deadliest disaster in Turkey's modern history. Team leader Huang Bo-chun described the difficulties in the rescue.
比较困难的地方就是因为我们有转机的过程中，因为不熟悉当地的天候、气候，还有它的运载，难免有一些的装备器材会在寻找。
Taiwan sent a rescue team to Turkey within hours of the disaster. And aside from sending a crew, Taiwan also raised $16 million for the victims.
有一些机具还有装备，我们希望能够现地留给土耳其的这个搜救队伍未来在进一步执行任务跟工作的时候可以使用。那陈院长也立即指示，只要能帮忙的，我们一定全力的来协助跟支持把这份国人的一个爱心留在土耳其。
President Tsai Ing-wen has pointed out that Turkey was quick to respond after Taiwan's massive earthquake in 1999, which killed 2,500 people. And officials say it's time to return that favor. Howard Zhang and Bing Wang for TaiwanPlus.
And in the sports world, former NBA star Jeremy Lin made his official debut for the Kaohsiung 17 Live Steelers on Sunday. Our reporter Ed Moon was on the scene to see how he performed.
Jeremy Lin has had a long and storied NBA career, from New York to Los Angeles and a championship in Toronto. Now he's starting the next chapter of his career here in Taiwan, and we're at Fengshan Stadium in Kaohsiung for his first game.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeremy Lin.
Quite the bounce back we were expecting. Not easy living there. This Anthony Harker all net.
Hey, you never give up on a play.
Lin stormed into the global consciousness during a magical run for the New York Knicks back in 2012. He went from a player fighting to stay on an NBA team to a household name for basketball fans. The first NBA player of Taiwanese descent, Lin became a role model for Asian Americans. After the NBA, Lin moved to China for several years before signing with the Kaohsiung 17 Live Steelers in Taiwan's Plus League. And it's fair to say, fans are excited.
你今天是来看谁？
看林书豪，因为我觉得很厉害，但是 算台湾人啊，虽然是台裔的华人，美籍的华人，然后可以打进 NBA， 我觉得他真的很厉害。
Pulling up from way downtown, and that is what we want to see.
Lin had the fans on their feet right from the start, while reminding everyone of his on-court ability and his leadership skills.
The no-looking passes. Little Lou beating a pointer to the cup. Wow.
At half-time, Lin was just one assist shy of a double-double, leaving fans eager for more.
很厉害，他今天很厉害。
最后我猜应该是24分了，差不多24分到28分之间。
应该也会24分，应该。
Tough turnaround shot. He gets it through.
Well, they weren't far off. Lin finished with an impressive stat line of 21 points and 13 assists, leading the Steelers to a 95-80 victory over the Formosa Dreamers, and earning some Most Valuable Player chants from the crowd.
What a performance by Jeremy Lin.
And after the game, he praised his new coach for helping him link up so well with his teammates.
How would you rate your performance today, and why do you think you were able to link up with your teammates so well?
可能我们都在，就是有一点尴尬，包括今天就是也是他们守联防的时候，突然就是龙哥也教了我们一些很基本的原则，然后这是我第一次跟他们打联防的，所以都是要一边打一边学，一边打一边学。
An impressive performance then for Jeremy Lin on his Taiwan debut, giving the bottom place Steelers some hope for the future. All eyes now turn to February 28th, where he'll face off against his little brother and the league-leading New Taipei Kings. Ed Moon and Howard Chang in Kaohsiung for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's National Center for Traditional Arts is holding its first ever Taiwanese opera competition. The event seeks to promote this cultural treasure as well as Taiwan's Hokkien language. Yu Jing Huang has this story.
Singing along to classical Taiwanese opera music, Pan Roying and her sisters possess a talent that is rare, especially among their elementary and junior high school peers. Traditional opera used to be the main form of entertainment in Taiwan, performed in front of temples and on TV. But it has increasingly had to compete with other, more modern distractions. The Pan sisters first fell in love with the opera after being introduced to it by their family.
看妈妈演啊，很漂亮，然后我就很喜欢。装扮很漂亮，打架也很酷。
But not everyone gets the same exposure to Taiwanese opera. To help revive interest in this traditional performance art, the National Center for Traditional Arts is launching a competition with prizes totaling around $115,000. Professional makeup and costumes are not required to enter. Contestants only need to submit a short video of themselves singing and acting out a classic play. The goal is to popularize the art form and promote Taiwanese Hokkien, Taiwan's second most spoken language.
国家语言发展方案一个很重要的精神就是台湾语言是多元。那我想台语的主流化，包括歌仔戏的主流化，其实是最重要的手段跟方法。
看歌戏有台语，歌戏甲台语都亲像基因甲血缘，这是文化艺术融合传承，所以非常非常的重要。
For people with zero background in Taiwanese opera, the event's organizer has uploaded more than 300 songs from 16 classic plays to its website. And those who are shortlisted for the final round will get a chance to train face-to-face with prominent opera performers. Kamashi and Yu Jing Huang for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching Here's What Happened. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, before we go, take a look at this traditional dance from the Makadao people in southern Taiwan. I'm Jaime Ocon. Take care and see you next week.